Since 1951, this is The Legend. 105.3, 95.3, WDXE.
Since 1951, but not quite that long ago, Keith Durham.
Not for me, no.
Keith Durham entered the world.
Wow, I am a member of the class of 1951, LCHS class of 1951.
How did you do that?
So
honorary member?
Yeah, when I was mayor, they made me an honorary member, and I attended probably 6 or 7 class reunions, and
that would have been fun.
Yeah, they were. Their class president was a guy named Jimmy Stewart. And,
really?
Yeah, yeah, and so I can remember the last speech that he got up and did as class president, and it was fairly short. And he told him, "I'm going to be brief today," and he got up and his speech was, "Don't fall."
That's pretty brief.
And I'm telling you, and
good advice.
It was great advice. So 1951. Yeah, I've only been around. I'm a vintage 68.
68.
Nice.
Somewhere circa
I'm 69.
68. Yeah.
I was born 61.
Okay, so you're 60s, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all
He's a flower child.
from the beginning to the end of the 60s. We're here. So
We got it covered. Hey, on Facebook, on the I don't know who's doing it, but the Hojo photos.
yeah.
You're in some of them.
My sister sent me one. I think it was in the Veterans Day parade,
yeah,
maybe,
that's
or something
it.
like
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, I love
Your
being in
hair
the
was a little
parade.
bit darker.
I love to look at those when they post them.
You know, I miss it a little bit. I miss the parade.
The dark hair. Oh, parade.
Yeah, I missed the dark hair. You know, I was thinking this morning when I washed my hair, I thought, I think it's this shampoo that's doing it to
It
me.
probably is. You can swap brands.
Well, I did. I tried that. It didn't.
Oh.
I think it's too late.
Oh.
So, but, you know, I had a goal when I was mayor. I didn't have very many goals when I was mayor, but one of the goals that I had as mayor was no one in the Christmas parade is going to throw out more candy than the mayor.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I had a blast doing it. Amy and I we would start the day after Halloween. You could go and get half price candy at most places.
So you was the one throwing out the orange pumpkins there.
Yeah, you know,
Christmas parade.
yeah. If you're getting candy at the Christmas parade, but listen, I didn't throw out cheap stuff. I don't like cheap candy.
And the full bars, the big bars, and everything.
Yeah, no, it wasn't full
man,
bars, but
that's
it
what I'm
was,
talking about.
you know, it wasn't the breath mints or nothing like that. You know.
Are you the one that hit me in the head with a full-blown payday?
Listen,
Hurled that sucker.
hey, listen, I've got to. I may have been, but because I would grab handfuls. We did it by handfuls, and sometimes some of the commissioners would walk with me, and we always walked and done it.
Yeah.
And man, that was a workout because Steve Odom would drive the truck. And he's got no clue how fast he's going. I'm like, slow down. I was in a sweat by the time I reached the square. So
did you ever run out?
No, because
Really? You did good then.
I literally had a pickup truck full of candy.
Man.
And so we were throwing it out by the hands full. And our goal was to be halfway out by the time we got to the square. Be halfway out because, you know,
That's
used
about
to
the halfway point.
used to it went all the way up to 4th Street.
Right.
Went around the square and Pulaski Street and all the way up to 4th Street. Well, if you made it to Walgreens, you got it made because there's usually nobody that far up. But the last couple of years they were. I mean, Pulaski Street was packed. Pulaski Street Church of Christ parking lot was packed. And
Well, they've rerouted it now. They don't go up the highway anymore, which is probably good.
Probably, yes.
yeah, because I feel sorry
safer.
because I'm walking in the parade, you know, and usually the mayor was up front. And there was usually a gap between the vehicles, and because you know we're walking and doing things, and so I can't imagine being a truck driver sitting at the red light.
Man, you know it'd be aggravating.
Yeah, and being seeing the first car go by, you know.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Oh man, a parade.
but I had something take place, and I use this in my Gideon presentation sometimes. So I get to speak at churches sometime as a Gideon, and one of the greatest things that happened to me was in the Christmas parade. And so the Gideons in Lawrence County get to give scriptures to 5th graders. We did that this year. 488 5th graders in Lawrence County received a scripture from the Gideons this year. And you guys may have gotten one when you were in 5th grade. I'm not sure. But anyway, I was in the parade, and most people are like, you know, they're hollering, "Mayor, throw me candy," and they're screaming at the top of their lungs. And I remember we made it to the intersection of Depot Street, which is not far, because we started on like 1st Street there. So get down to Depot Street, and I'm throwing out candy, and this kid's hollering, "Hey, Mayor! Hey, Mayor!" And I throw some candy at him, but he's still hollering at me. So I picked up another handful of candy and throw at him. And I quickly realized that he wasn't picking up the candy, and he looked at me. He said, "I thank you for my Bible."
How about that?
And
Man.
so it was that made that whole parade. Or if I don't know who the kid was as a young 5th grader, obviously blonde headed kid, but if I thought right then, well, I put way less time in being a Gideon than I did preparing for that parade, and the time that I put in being a Gideon, if that one child's life was changed, it's been worth it. So anyway, that was
that's cool.
Good memory of the parades.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
So let me ask you something. You guys got internet at the house, don't you?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about some cool stuff today, maybe. And I've come to the conclusion that we need to get more integrated here. We need to make it where we can like split our screen and put pictures up on the screen. And
That's supposed to be
in the works.
On the way and in the works. I'm not sure who's doing it.
Okay.
We may need you.
We may have to go to pre-production, because doing it on the fly is pretty tough.
Yes, it is.
You got to have a producer in the background clicking buttons or
Yeah,
something.
you need somebody besides me that knows how to hit the machine.
So we're going to be talking about the Internet of Things today. You guys ever heard of the Internet of Things?
The Internet of Things?
Internet of Things.
Oh.
What? No, that's not. Is this
Is that
different
like
than
the Island of Misfit Toys?
It sort of is.
Well,
It very well could be. That's one of my favorite Christmas shows, and I still watch it if it comes on. I still watch it. I'm a kid at heart when it comes to Christmas,
I am
tell
too.
you. So we talk about the Internet. The Internet's been around for years. Even it predates me being in the IT business, but some of the neat things that go on the Internet does not predate me. I mean, some of the protocols that have been derived, and we got a caller already.
Well, I don't know if they want to talk to us or not.
They may want to say happy birthday.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Yes.
I was going to have a yard sale. Do y'all still have like the party line?
A what now?
a party line.
Something like a party line where you can call in.
We'd have a trading post, but now the trading post comes on from 7:15 to 7:30.
Hey, while she's on the phone,
Okay.
just let us know.
But where
you
is
hear-
where is your trading? Where is your
Yard sale.
yard sale?
It's in St. Joe.
Ooh,
You want to go ahead and tell us about it?
What kind of cool stuff you got?
Well, I don't have all of my notes yet.
Oh,
okay.
Check
Well,
Well,
Okay.
call me in the morning
something
between
in,
7:15 and 7:30 then.
Okay, can I text something in?
Not on this station, but the other one you can.
On which one? WLX?
WLX has a text line. We're not that advanced here.
We're in the Stone Age.
we're all sitting around
Okay,
talking on
I'll
the
just
same
try to call
microphone.
it in then.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. All right,
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
She didn't think we was near as funny
She's
as we
from
did.
Florence, Alabama.
That's okay.
That's those Alabama folks, they're like me. They have to catch up.
Well, it's yesterday's radio is just getting there.
Yeah.
So the radio waves are just crossing the Alabama
we're
line.
picking at our Alabama friends.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little.
Who won the Alabama game this weekend?
I have no idea.
I don't either. I don't keep up with Alabama
Oh,
football.
they played LSU.
Yeah.
And they beat LSU.
Okay, well, I was hoping the other way.
Yeah. I think they beat LSU.
I love when Alabama plays football. I don't know about you guys, but I love when Alabama plays football because every once in a while the guys get together and go eat. And if Alabama's playing football, you can walk into any restaurant in Florence. It's empty. They're empty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's at home watching Alabama football, especially if the game's around 6 o'clock. And
Yeah.
so
Oh man, that'd be
you
nice.
walk in
I hadn't thought
anywhere.
about that.
All right, so you guys tell me what do you when you first got on the internet? What did you do? We talked about this a little bit the last
Yeah.
time. What's the first thing, or what do you do on the internet today? What are some things that you use the internet for?
Man.
Jeff, you use it a lot in your business,
Well,
right?
yeah. I mean, of course, all of our documents are handled through the internet. We have Keller Williams has what's called KW Command, and all of our documents are kept in that.
Yeah.
And then we use a system called .loop as well, and there's for document exchange.
Yeah.
Then there's the MLS, which is a real track system.
I look at that all the time.
All of the real estate listings, pendings and sold and closed. All of that data is in there for us to use.
So if somebody has something for sale by a realtor, is it automatically in the MLS, or does realtors put it in there and it hits the MLS?
If your real estate agent is a member of the board of realtors and has access to the MLS, and most of them do,
Yeah.
then when they gather the information on your property that's for sale, it's placed in what's called RealTrax, was the company, but that is the MLS. And then all of those sites that are out there, like Homes.com, Trulia, Zillow, all of those sites pull their data from RealTrax.
Right.
So they're getting the same information for the most part. All these sites,
Square footage information, pricing, all that kind of stuff.
They get all that data is pulled. So your agent is critical in making sure that he gets all that information in RealTrax. He doesn't have to put it on all those websites. He just has to get it on RealTrax. Now, in our case, we've got not only that one, but Keller Williams has their own internal MLS called KWLS.
Okay.
So we have two different systems that it goes out on, but it's done automatically for us once we load it.
So you scan your properties first. If somebody's interested in something, it shows your properties first, or properties within your system first, but before it goes to the MLS altogether.
And of course, my own personal company website, you can search. It draws data from the same places.
Yeah.
So you can search properties there just like you would on the MLS. So you could go to KW Hood Company. I'll plug myself.
Yeah.
You can go to KW Hood Company. And search properties, and everything that's for sale, not just mine, but everything that's for sale is available to look at.
Right.
So how about that?
So you use the internet way more than probably what you think, and
I use it a lot.
And your business is, I would say, pretty much your business is dependent upon it.
Very much so. And then there's the social media stuff too that we use to promote the properties.
Exactly.
So there's all that stuff. Yeah, it's used all the time.
So when the internet was first invented, it was invented to connect people and resources.
Yeah.
And it has grown since then. In 2008, something took place on the internet. And in 2008, there became more devices on the internet than people.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. And so the term the Internet of Things, which is, you got people and you've got things on the internet.
Okay.
And so we're going to be talking about some of the things that are on the internet today, and I've got some pictures of some things I want to show. They're pretty cool devices. A lot of folks would call them smart devices, but if you're an investor today, it's hard to find things to invest in. But the futures market for this, for the Internet of Things, is great. And big companies like Google and Amazon have already staked their claim in it. In fact, they're probably the largest players in the game right now. You find things in the Internet of Things that are integrated into both of their platforms and are compatible to both of them. So at one time, they were competitors. And if you bought something from Amazon, it was only good for Amazon stuff.
Yeah.
If you bought stuff from Apple or Google, it was only good for their stuff, But now you have devices that play across the board. And so, and the reason for that is because I don't believe in human evolution, but I do believe in the evolution of technology. I think technology gets better as it gets older. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people ascribe to that. I don't like to buy a TV when it's first introduced. I like for it to age a few years before I buy a TV. If that's
get all the bugs worked out.
Yeah, get all the bugs worked out and all that kind of stuff. And
that makes sense.
And the price goes down.
Well, yeah.
As the technology as technology gets, the more of it, the cheaper it gets. So in 2008, there were more things on the internet than people. And so as of this year in February, these are the latest numbers that I could get. There are 15.14 billion devices on the internet.
That's a bunch.
That is a bunch of things. And so, and this is supposed to double to 29.42 billion by the year 2030. So within 6 years, you're going to have 15 more billion devices.
And this is just devices. This ain't people.
Yeah, that's just devices, not people.
Wait a minute. We're only 6 years away from 2030.
Yeah. Hey, we're only a month and a half away from being out of 2023.
I know.
So
you got that Christmas shopping to look forward to.
There's something wrong with that.
Something way wrong with it. So I want to show you guys some things. Now, think about your own house today. Do you have more devices on the internet than people in your house? Do you have more devices on the internet than people in your house? Okay, let me say, if you've got a smartphone, it's on the internet.
Yeah.
So, so if everybody in your household has a smartphone, Jeff, you're the exception to the rule here because your children don't have smartphones yet. But what about TVs? You got a TV that's connected to the smart TV?
Your laptops, your Chromebooks from school.
Okay.
Yeah, we got more.
Okay, so you got more
I
devices.
have several in the household, but we still have more devices on the internet.
So you got more devices
because
than people.
we have, I know of 3 laptops.
Yep.
Okay. Because we homeschool.
Yeah.
Okay. And they use them for homeschool. Then we've got 3 TVs, I think. The one in the basement, there's 3.
Yeah.
Teresa and I have phones.
Yep.
And believe it or
What
no,
else?
that's it. That's it.
Yeah, so you don't want
Well,
to,
no,
say the last one.
the security system.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I mean, just think about it. Start thinking
Cameras.
about it. You start thinking about it, and
You get one of them smart refrigerators, do you?
believe it or not, I've even got a set of scales that I weigh on that are connected to my phone.
Okay. So does it? What about if your wife gets on the scales? Or does it transmit the weight to you, and you're not telling her about that, or what?
It transmits anybody that weighs them.
So Kevin, you brought up a refrigerator. That's not on my list today, but it is something that
It's out there.
Have you guys ever ran into something that you thought, wow, I can't believe this thing's connected to the internet? And I have a refrigerator story just for that. So I got a cough. Sorry. That was a big one.
yeah.
So this past, I guess it was last fall, we took a trip to the Outer Banks. And we got a house there, and it was for a board of directors that I'm on. And we had our annual meeting there. And the house had a refrigerator, nice big, I mean, it had 2 doors on it, and each door was the size of a regular refrigerator.
Like a big commercial refrigerator.
Yeah, I mean, you could put a body in there if you needed to, So anyway, our plan was to buy groceries and cook there for the weekend and all that kind of stuff. And so we bought groceries, filled the refrigerator up, get up the next morning, and it's off, and some of the stuff is already ruined.
Oh man!
Thought, what in the world? It's a pretty new house, brand new refrigerator, and everything like that. The refrigerator was, when you open the door, the light didn't even come on. I'm like, what in the world? And so I noticed on the refrigerator there was a Wi-Fi symbol. So I got my laptop out and I said, I wonder if I can see this. And I could see the Wi-Fi, but I didn't know the password. So I got on the manufacturer's site and figured out how to reset the refrigerator.
Of course you did.
And so I reset the refrigerator, connected to the Wi-Fi, and the refrigerator was in Sabbath mode. So if you were Jewish or whatever, if you believed in turning everything off on the Sabbath, that was the refrigerator for you. So it was in Sabbath mode. Even the light wouldn't come on when you opened the door.
Man.
And so I just I changed the day of the week and the time, and the refrigerator turned right on. Boom. And then I took it out of Sabbath mode. But the neat thing about that is that in that house and in that refrigerator, it's still registered. For me to get access to the app, I registered it under my name. And so there's a refrigerator in North Carolina that's registered to my name. So anyway, I thought, wow, that is
you
is
could
weird.
claim that thing was stolen and get it.
Well, you're probably right. I didn't think about that. Oh my goodness! But I don't have nowhere to put nothing like that, to be honest. But to think, wow, that refrigerator is connected to the internet, and you could completely control that thing. You could change zones on the thing, and it's just unbelievable. So anyway, what about you guys? You ever had something that you thought, wow, I can't believe that thing's connected to the internet? And I've got some. Well, I got some things today, and if you're watching,
I haven't owned nothing like that.
all right, if I'm on your Christmas list, if you're watching online and I'm somehow or another I'm on your Christmas list, you can get me any one of these things that we're going to talk about today.
Well, I'm going to take some notes because I'm sure I'm going to want one too.
All right.
So you're going to get him one.
This is the. Listen,
I'm sure I'm going to want one too.
I have to apologize to the viewers and to the listeners. The only thing I have is pictures that I've printed out on a black and white printer.
Wow.
I don't even have a color printer at the house. But you guys see this right here, Jeff. You might see this a lot in your endeavors as a realtor. This is a smart Wi-Fi deadbolt. All right. So for many years, we've had the deadbolts on the door where you can go up and push the numbers and get in the door, the keyless entry or whatever. Well, this you can hook to your phone, and you can unlock the door from anywhere. So I needed this the other day. Spencer had locked himself out of the house, and I had to stop what I was doing, run home, unlock the door, and let Spencer in. But if we'd have had this, Spencer could have had his own code. He could have unlocked it with his phone. I could have unlocked it with my phone from anywhere. And you could.
Did not have a key under the mat?
No. We usually have the door open. You know. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Now that technology's been around a while.
It has been around a while, but this is something I would really like to get. And what's neat about this is that you can give different people different codes, and as soon as somebody enters the house, it dings your phone, it dings the app on your phone, and you know who entered at what time, and all these kinds of things. So if you guys have a cleaning lady and the cleaning lady comes over, you know, hey, the cleaning lady just got there because, and then or the kids just got home or. Anything like that.
Okay,
so
that's pretty neat.
it keeps up with all that kind of stuff. So those are not cheap though. This particular one I showed you is a sledge, and it's about $317.
Oof.
But that's better than having to run home and unlock.
Well, like you said though, it's the older it gets, and it'll come down some.
Yeah, exactly. I want to, and also if you're going to be buying some of these things, I made a note, and I don't think I didn't. I thought it did.
You probably did and left it at the house.
I will. I did.
What did the note say?
I can't remember. I had to have a note.
I'll be.
All right, here's the next thing, and see if you guys have one of these in your house. And Jeff, so if you're building a house these days, you want to make a smart house. Have you sold a smart house yet? That's completely smart.
Well, no, not
around here.
Not as completely that way.
Okay,
but some.
So if you sold one with one of these in it, with a Wi-Fi thermostat with a smart thermostat in it. So Nest makes a bunch of these, and I believe Google bought Nest, one of the largest acquisitions in internet history was when Google bought Nest. This particular one is not a Nest; it's an Ecobee, and so these things they don't just. They're nice to walk up and say, okay, my house is on 72 degrees or whatever, but these things are smart enough to develop trends on you when you walk past it or when you enter the house or times of day. So if if every day you walked up to this thing and you changed the temperature, like if you walked up to it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you changed the temperature down 2 degrees, it would learn that. And by the time 4 o'clock rolled around, it would do it for you. And so, or it would keep the ambient temperature in the house a certain temperature, or it would also keep the humidity. It has a humidity detector on there. If humidity reached a certain level, it would turn on the air unit to reduce the humidity to a certain level. So these not only, like I say, they not only show you what the temperature is and make it easily adjustable. You can do it from your phone. If you're away from the house and you say, okay, I want the house to be cool. I've been burning up working now all day. I want the house to be cool. By the time I get home, you can turn your air conditioning on before you can get home. So these are about $189. And so they're supposed to, one of the things it says on here, one of the things for this, it says it saves you 26% on your energy bill. Really? Now, I don't know how that happens, and I can't vouch for that.
Going to be next, like, cut it off while you're gone and realize you're coming home and cut it on.
Yeah, so it knows. I mean, it knows when it's occupied and unoccupied. It can sense movement in the room, and if you're not there, it'll turn off to save you energy.
This reminds me of a little quick story.
Okay, go ahead.
I had my phone. I'm watching a game or whatever. My phone's in my hand. And in May, my daughter had downloaded some kind of app where she was listening to different music, and she had earbuds in, but they were connected to my phone. I don't know how it was. It's the I don't know which device she was doing this with, but it was connected to my phone. So she was talking to, what is it, Siri or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The music thing, the little box.
Amazon. Or the Alexa.
Alexa. So she was playing music, but it would show up on my phone what she was listening to, and I figured out that I could pause it or turn the volume up and down, and she had no idea I was doing it. She was in her room, and she was like, I could hear her in there. She would say something else to play, and I'd let it play a couple of seconds, and I'd hit it again, stop it. Finally, she come busting out of there. What is going on?
So I think on the new version, Jeff, you can say, Siri, turn the music up, or Siri, mute the music, and she will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to have access to the phone anymore.
Well, she was doing all that.
Oh, I
mean,
see.
It would do what she said, but I could override it. And
He didn't have to say nothing.
on
He
my,
could- yeah,
on my
he'd be
phone, I could
quiet.
just
That's
change
pretty
it.
good.
I like that.
And so I was thinking about that with the thermostat. You got online,
Yeah.
you know, and your kids or your family's at home, and you want to just burn them up, just turn the heat on, run it up.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Hey, we keep ours on a certain temperature, and pretty much I can tell you if it's 1 degree colder or 1 degree
Okay.
warmer.
What temperature during the summer do you keep it on?
In the summer, 69.
Oh, my God.
Why?
That's cold.
69 is cold?
Man, yeah.
It's not in my house.
No, it's not in my house either.
Well,
It's 71 in the winter.
71. Well, that's more reasonable. What about you?
68.
Oh, you like 68?
Year round?
No,
Oh.
we don't keep it there all the time, but like when we go to bed,
Yeah.
even now, 68.
Yeah, I like it cold when I go to bed,
I want,
and
I
I
want
like
the-
a lot of covers, but
I
I,
want
like
the
it cold.
covers. I want to be cold enough when I'm sleeping. I need covers.
Yeah.
Man. See, I'd keep it on 68 during the winter, and then I'd keep it on 78 during the summer.
So if you had one of these, you wouldn't even have to touch it again. It would learn
That's
what you
right.
like, and it would just do it.
Would it lie? I mean, because I could like put it on 78 and then show 72.
Well,
That way, my wife would be like, she wouldn't be over there trying.
no, you can't do that. But what it will do, if you set it, see, like this right here, you can't see this online, but this thermostat says, if you look here, it's got 40% humidity right there.
Right.
So if you said, I want to keep 42% humidity, it would do whatever it needed to do to the temperature to
reduce the
keep
humidity.
that. So you
Okay.
might walk in one day and it's 73 or 74, but it's trying to do a humidity
Right.
check for you. So, which humidity will kill your house way quicker than anything else. So
68, huh?
anyway, here's some other ones. Here's a 4-pack of. So if you're like me and you live in a dumb house, as opposed to a smart house, you can make it smart by putting. You can make a dumb house a smart house by putting smart things in it.
Oh.
And
We live in a dumb house.
yeah. Oh my goodness. So these are plugs that you just plug into a regular wall socket, and then when you plug into it, these things are connected via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and they come with an app, and you can connect to those.
Now, they have those for the Alexa because we've had them before.
Yeah.
You know, Alexa, turn the lamp on.
Yeah, they are integrated
lamp on.
into all the home systems that are available out there now, and Alexa's one of those. And you can
But
say,
you can
Alexa,
get,
turn
so
on.
apparently you can get it just with an app on your phone. That's
So do y'all do the Alexa stuff?
yeah.
I don't.
I don't, but I mean, it's at my house.
I
It's listening to everything.
I had
watching everything.
right. I had Alexa Dot when it first came out, one of those small ones,
Yeah.
like a hockey puck looking thing. My problem was the kids would run around, Alexa, buy,
Well, yeah.
what? They're like, no. So these are a 4-pack of these are $37. And so I think that's pretty cool.
Is this on your Christmas list?
Hey, anything here you guys could buy me. If I'm on your list somehow, if I'm not on your list, it'd be good for somebody else on your list. And so to make your house smarter this year is the big thing for Christmas. So this is a good Christmas. So think about the things that you could plug this into. If you can plug your coffee pot into it, and if you go on a trip, you think, well, did I turn the coffee pot off? You can always just log into your app and bang, the coffee pot's off or whatever. Now, what we used these for, when I worked at Edwards Oil Company, we had remote devices out in the field, and always in the first thing on a computer you do to try to fix things is restart it.
Yeah.
And so we wouldn't even have to
Smack it.
Yeah, we wouldn't even have to ask the people at the store to go do anything. If we had a router we needed to reboot, we would just log into the outlet and turn the outlet off, turn the outlet back on, and it automatically restarts the router. So there's thousands of uses for these little mini plugs, and these are about $38 for 4 of them. That's not a bad.
No,
that's
not
not a
bad.
bad buy.
Not bad.
So
Not bad at all.
all right.
What else you got for us,
I
Mr.
got
Green
a bunch-
Jeans?
I got a bunch of stuff here. Here's the one I really want. This is a Lutron.
I'm starting to see. I think this is just a Christmas wish list for him.
This it is, because if you're nerdy like me, you want these kind of things. So how many times have you ever wanted something like this? This is a Lutron Wi-Fi enabled light switch. So these are about $50. That's fairly expensive, and there are cheaper ones out there.
Is it just one?
It's just one.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you're right,
and
that
like I
is
say,
a
there are
little-
cheaper ones out there, but what these do is just unbelievable. You can these do the same thing, so they can pattern your lifestyle. So if you get up, I get up at 4:20 every morning, and I get up at 4:20, I stumble around, look for a light switch. Well, you don't have to do it anymore. This knows that my patterns, and it automatically has the lights turned on for me, and things like that.
And plus, if you oversleep, it'll cut the light on, wake you up.
Yeah, and what you can do is that you can go inside this thing. You can log into this thing. It has a web interface integrated into it. You can log into it, and you can set schedules and scenes. So what it might do is, like if you're away on vacation, you can have this thing come on about every hour or so, and so people outside think, hey, they're at home because the lights just came on. You know, like home.
Yeah, I think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Do
so
the cardboard thing when you start dancing in front of the shade.
no, they got to have it hooked to the record player.
Everybody knows, don't they?
So anyway, it automatically adjusts the.
Well, that would be kind of
seasons.
handy. I was thinking an application for that is I have a shop barn across the backyard
Yeah.
and the back there, and if I want to go out there at night, I've got to get there and find the light switch to turn the lights on in the barn.
Yep.
If I had that
Well, yeah. You
somehow,
can just take your phone and turn it on. And
I could log in, turn the lights on, and then go.
Yeah. So what you got to look for these. Here's one thing you got to think about if you're going to go buy a light switch like this. You will see in the specifications whether they have to be grounded or not. So if you've got an older house where there's not a ground that leads back to the box, there's a lot of 2-wire wiring still hanging around here. This one works either or. So it doesn't require the ground. It works on the. But this particular one also is seasonal. It can change with the time. We just went through the time change this past week. And so this is smart enough to do that. And you can control the lights in your house from anywhere in the world that you have internet access. And so
Very good.
talk about the Internet of Things.
Yes.
So think about having a house and every one of your light switches are like that. So you could have zones and everything set up.
The light switch story. The Muhammad Ali said he was so fast. You remember Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm so fast that I can turn the light switch off, get undressed, and get in bed and go to sleep before it gets dark."
That's fast.
It's super fast. Oh, me. Well, this one, you can't really see this one, but it's not, this is what I would consider, it's not a dumb light switch and it's not a smart light switch. It's sort of in between. What would the in between be?
The Stooges.
Yeah.
Your average.
The Stooges light switch.
So if you look on this light switch at the bottom, there's a motion sensor on the bottom of this light switch.
The motion light switch.
The reason I had this in here is because when I was putting this list together, I think about the applications that I can use them in, and this motion sensor light switch. I can't remember where I was the other day, but I remember when I opened the door, the light came on.
Right.
And it stayed on until I was.
See, it's a lot of gas station restrooms and stuff.
Yeah. But wouldn't this be great? I thought, wouldn't this be great for my mom's house? So that my mom wouldn't have to get up and walk around in the dark. As soon as she got up, it would sense her motion and it would turn the light on for her. Like if she needs to go to the restroom or something. So if you've got somebody in your household that may need a little help getting around or at night and stuff like that.
This would save me in a lot of ways.
How's that?
Well, my wife is she's a stickler for turning the lights off if you leave the room. She doesn't like the lights left on.
That's right.
And we've got in our master bedroom area, we got a pretty good sized walk-in closet where all of our clothing is. And so when I'm usually get up and leave, early. And sometimes I leave that light on.
Yep.
In that.
Then you get it, don't you, when you get home?
Why do you leave the light on? So I'm like, this is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then I would never have to worry about it.
That's
When
right.
I walked in, the light would go on, and then when I walk out, In a couple of minutes, it goes off.
That doesn't require internet, right?
It does not require the internet. It just hooks up to your regular outlet, and it just comes
Why
on
did
when
I
there's
not
motion.
think of that before? That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. And I'm planning on getting some of these because I don't like
They're
my
probably
stuff.
not terribly expensive
No,
either.
in fact, this is $30.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and
That is a trip to McDonald's.
these days you're exactly right. So you're exactly right. So anyway, that's you, and they do have a little switch on the back on how long you want to leave the light on. So this one has. It can turn off in 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes. So there's a little switch in the back that you can preset it on. Once it turns the light on, how long do you want it to be on if there's no motion detected?
How about that?
So that's a pretty cool little thing.
I may have to look into that.
Yeah.
That saved me a lot of fussing.
I need about 14 of these, Jeff. If I'm on your Christmas list, I'll take
14 of them.
14 of those. All right. But it really, I thought about that, and then I thought, man, I know so many people that really
That
could
would
benefit
be.
from something
You
like
could
that.
benefit from that in
yeah.
a lot of ways, yeah.
And
I'd rather have that than
The only thing about that
internet
is
one.
if you want to go in a room and not turn the light on.
Man, you have to be stealthy.
how does that work?
I don't know. How would that work if you didn't want the
I
light
couldn't
on?
tell you. When have you ever went in a room and not turned the light on?
Well, I mean,
If somebody's in there asleep, you don't want to wake them up.
yeah.
You know.
Like if
That way you go in there dark and stub your
Yeah,
toe and
you-
start screaming.
That's a good question, though. That's a good
I
question.
think you can turn it off. I think
Oh,
you
I
can
mean,
turn
yeah,
it,
whoa, hang on a
you
second.
can turn
Yeah,
it completely off.
Yeah, the whole top part of it is a regular light switch.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
It ain't got to be fully automatic. You
Gads.
gotta-
Talking about dumb.
Well,
Oh, me. I don't have one of those, so I couldn't immediately answer. I don't have one.
It's such a good picture. I can't believe he couldn't
Keith
see
was
that.
going, you'll have to unwire it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe
Yeah,
flip the breaker. Go in the utility room and flip the breaker before you walk in the
Unscrew
room.
the bulbs out of the fixture.
All right, so every kid in America is going to want this. I can't see a time when I would want this, but every kid in America needs. I'm showing the wrong thing.
Yep.
And this should be in color. This is in black and white, so it doesn't do it justice.
Oh, boy.
But these are smart LED color changing light bulbs.
Oh my!
fun.
Yes, my daughter would love that.
I'm telling you, and you can control it from an app on your phone, and it can be millions of colors. You can make your room.
oh, my gosh.
It can
May,
combine.
Will it do a
May
black light?
Bellhood would love that.
Yeah, and what's neat is that these are also they're smart devices, and so you can have them like when morning comes, you can have them come on like a sunrise. So that it doesn't wake you up all of a sudden. You can have your lights come on, and you can have it that same hue as the sun comes up, and things like that. Or you can have it in disco mode, and when you're throwing a party, you can have the lights just going crazy and all these kinds of things. And but every color under the rainbow is available to be.
Will it do a black light?
Now I don't know about that.
Oh man,
I don't have
I got
these.
all these old posters from the '80s and stuff. I
You
need
Yeah,
got
pretty
are
cool.
you, did you have a black light? Did you have
Yeah.
a black light poster?
man, yeah. Elvis
I never had
and all
one of
that.
those.
Well, you were
Velvet
a
Elvis?
little bit too young maybe for
Yeah.
black light posters.
He
One
was?
of my favorite black light posters was these two buzzards up in a tree. and one of them said to the other, "Patience my rear end, I'm going to kill something."
Did you get
So
that
anyway.
at the school book sale?
Do what?
Did you get yours at the school book sale?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Lord.
Okay, so one of the things you want to look for, and I was going to say this earlier, one of the things you want to look for when you're buying smart devices for your house, make sure that they are Matter compatible. Matter. Matter's the new protocol that's coming out. So there's so many things out there on the internet that they have now set a set of protocols for the integration of those things. And whether you have Apple Home or Google Home, both of those platforms support the Matter protocol.
Oh.
So you will see things online when you buy stuff, whether they're Matter compliant or not. And
It
so-
matters.
Which brings me to a question. I have a technical question. I decided to get a new router at the
Yep.
house. We had one forever, and May was having trouble getting internet service in her room. And of course, like I said, we homeschool, so she has
Yep.
to have that. And so I thought, well, I probably need a new router, better router, because I've had that one forever. And it's in the basement,
Yep.
and it serves the house well. the one we have. So I got a new one. I'm thinking, and I got a new one, bigger, better, brighter. Supposed to be a really lot of feet. Well, we were getting the Wi-Fi service. The Wi-Fi says connected, but I never could. But it would said no internet connection. I never could get it to marry to the internet for some reason.
Okay.
What's the problem?
So you didn't get connected, period, right?
We were connected to the Wi-Fi.
Okay,
I had
but the
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi
signal with the new Wi-Fi.
All right. So on your router is a two-sided device. All right.
Okay.
Even though it comes in one box, it has two sides. It has what's called a wide area network side, and that's the side that connects to your internet.
Okay.
So on the back of your router, you're going to have one plug that goes out to the internet somewhere. All right, and it's either going to be labeled WAN or internet. You should see that port. It's either the WAN port or the internet port.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that is the port that connects to your outside internet. Whether you have you got satellite, you say, or no? You've got
We got Cloud9 wireless.
Yeah, Cloud9 wireless. You should have a Cloud9 wireless router in there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
It has a yellow wire with all the little things. You plug it into the back.
So you need to plug it into into the internet port or in the WAN port of your router.
Which we did.
Okay, so if you did that, there's something else that goes on. So the protocol that's being assigned to that router is an IP-based protocol.
Okay.
So IP-based protocols get assigned. They have a couple ways it can be done, but most time in the router world, it's either through DHCP, which is Dynamic Host Control Protocol. It either automatically
Are
picks
you
up
writing
an
this
IP
down?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it.
It either automatically picks up an IP address from the host that's dishing out the IPs, or you have to put a static address in there, manually put a static address in there. So you need to call Cloud9 and say, hey, I can't get the internet side of my router to connect to your box. And they'll say, okay, you need to put this static IP in, or they can switch your box into a dynamic host control protocol and let it dish you out an IP address. Does that make sense?
You got to
Yes.
call the man.
Yes.
Just call the man.
Just call the man.
Yes. I'm so much better now.
So you bring up a good point, though, Jeff, is that a lot of people don't have the internet, but they think they can't enjoy the things that we've shown here today for the Internet of Things. So if you want to control your devices outside your home, you need to have the internet. And you have to understand that some of the devices that you put on your home network and you sign up for these services and you put that stuff on the internet, other people have access to those.
Yep.
You know, there's computer geeks on the other end, like myself, who are controlling that data and have access to those things. Okay, so to think that it's autonomous is a wrong way to think about it. All right, so but if you don't have the internet, Jeff, let's say you just never got internet at your house, you could still use Wi-Fi or Bluetooth enabled things, and it would just be for when you were around home and sitting in your living room or something. You could still have a Wi-Fi network even though you don't have the internet. So you just made that example. We've got Wi-Fi, but we don't have the internet. Well, you could still use your Wi-Fi stuff. You just couldn't use it when you're away from home. If that makes sense.
Yes.
It's kind of a fancy Bluetooth.
Yeah, and I was following you. I understand.
Yeah.
I think I understand. I don't think I would have without talking to you, but I understand. But I couldn't figure out. I thought all I had to do was plug that into the.
That'd
back,
be too simple, wouldn't it?
And we would be connected just like we were with the other router. And
So was your
everybody's
box
happy.
open when you got it? Did I?
Do what? Yeah.
Was your router opened or pre-owned when you got it?
No,
or
it's a
anything
new
like
one.
that?
I had to take the plastic off.
So it wasn't refurbished or anything like that?
No, it's a brand new one. I still have it because what we did after it didn't work, I was like, well, put the other one back on and I'll figure out what's going
Yeah.
on.
You know
Because I
it
knew there
works.
wasn't anything wrong with this one. I just
Yeah.
knew that I thought there must be some setting or something that we wasn't doing right.
By default, I have never seen one, a consumer device like that. I have never seen a consumer router that didn't by default use the dynamic host control protocol to get an IP address from the internet. So did you press the reset? Did you do the reset sequence on the box?
No, if I tell you what I did, you're going to laugh at me.
You didn't step on it, did you?
No. No, I just sent Daniel down to plug it up.
There you go. Hey, you did exactly what I would have done.
I sent Daniel down to plug it up and get it plugged up. I said, all you got to do is take this out, put this in, replace what's there. You just look at the one that's there and just replace it with this one. Well, that was simple enough. And sure enough, it worked. The Wi-Fi was there.
Yeah.
but it said no internet connection.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing we need to talk about, since you got a new router, because other folks maybe think about getting a new router for Christmas also, is your new router probably had a 5 gigahertz channel on it, right? So 5 gig.
2G, 5G.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say
Yeah,
5G on there?
5G.
That doesn't mean 5G like your phone means 5G, okay? So it just means it uses the 5 gigahertz bandwidth to send out its signal.
Okay.
It also uses 2.4. Most of them have both available, 2.4 gigahertz and 5.
Uh-huh.
Is that just different bands, or one better than the other?
Well, there's some difference there. So most of the IoT devices that we're talking about today use the 2.4 gigahertz band. And the reason is it's a little bit more expensive to put a 5 gigahertz receiver and transmitter into a device. And so most of the stuff uses a 2.4 gigahertz. And so you got to have both of those networks enabled on your Wi-Fi. And I do at my house. I've got both enabled. And like one of them says Durham 5 and the other one says Durham 2.4. And also the faster the frequency, the faster like the 5 gigahertz is a faster frequency than 2.4 gigahertz. You know, something that happens 5,000 times a second is a lot quicker than something that happens 2,400 times a second. So the weaker the signal strength, the less ability it has to penetrate objects. So if you're putting it down in the basement, you may find out, Jeff, that your 2.4 signal is stronger upstairs than your 5 gig signal is. And so you may want to connect to your 2.4, because in the real world, when you're just looking at pictures on the internet and doing stuff like that, you're not going to notice a lot of difference between the 2.4 gig speed and the 5 gig speed.
Right.
So just
but if you're watching a show or
you won't notice the difference, because that's all that is a download.
Okay.
And so you won't notice the difference on that. So just to let you know, a lot of the devices we talked about today are 2.4 gigahertz. And so if you want to go out and buy a router that's 5 gigahertz only, you may have to go out and buy a router that's dual. And most of consumer products these days are dual frequency.
He really is a geek.
So
he really is. He really is. I have another friend who's very similar in that we went on a vacation together, his family and me, and we all went on a big camping trip together years ago. And for his entertainment, he brought a technical book to read.
Oh, I've done that before.
It was this thick.
I mean, when I go on a cruise, I'm the only guy in the library. If you want to get by yourself on a cruise, go to the library. It's unbelievable. Everybody else is on the Lido deck.
Yeah.
I'm in the library. So,
but that's why you make the big bucks right there.
I'm currently unemployed. So there you go. All right. So you guys may have seen this one. This is the Ring doorbell. You guys have seen the Ring doorbell.
I have a version of that.
And so this is the specifically the picture, and you can tell by the picture, I guess. This is the Ring Doorbell Pro 2.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And so that means it's got some upgraded stuff.
What would the Pro 2 have over the Pro?
I don't know. Oh, I do know is that the previous versions. I've never used one, so I have to just tell you what I've seen on reviews and stuff like that. Is that the other one will give you more false responses. So, like if you have your doorbell set up to show who comes in your yard. The older versions weren't as good as detecting objects that are close or far away. So it would show you every car driving down the road and stuff like that. So you might be sitting at your office and see every car that's driving down the road. Mm-hmm. Now, the Ring doorbell, too, this is a $250 object. Oof. And luckily, most people don't have but a couple doors in their house, something like that. So it's not a super expensive thing. It does require your previous doorbell wiring for power. Right. So you can't get rid of your old doorbell. You got to have it for the power to power the thing. And it connects us to your Wi-Fi at the house. And you can, this thing says it has head to toe HD video. So it has a broader spectrum on there where you can see people walk up on your porch from head to toe. Also in HD. So, and it works with Alexa and Google and Apple Home. So anyway, that's pretty nice. And I got a couple more before the indoor security camera. We won't talk about that because I want to get to this one right here because it's sort of a commercial for me.
Okay.
Oh.
All right,
So you get a commission off selling all this stuff?
No, I got one for sale.
Oh.
So if you guys, this is and you're thinking about what in the world are they going to hook to the internet next? I have one of these, and I have one on purpose.
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah, you can guess.
It's a dog waterer.
It's close.
Litter box?
Litter box.
Litter box.
It is a robotic litter box. As a matter of fact, it's called the Litter Robot 3. And you can look these up online. They're about $600. And
you got one.
You better believe it. So
apparently this is a life changer.
Well, the reason I'm doing it is my cat won't use it. So
it's just not good enough for him,
Well,
is
it
it?
looks like the Star Wars Death Star or something.
no, let me tell you, I know folks that have these, and they are amazing. They're absolutely amazing, and so that's why I thought I'll get one of these. Because have you guys got cats in the house?
Not in the house.
Thank the Lord.
No.
Well, okay,
No
so
cats, no dogs.
I do. So I have cats in the house, and after a day's work, so our cat came from the outside to the inside. So it was a yard cat that became an inside cat.
Yes.
So guess what yard cats do that inside cats, what yard cats don't do that inside cats do?
Use a litter box.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use litter box, but they don't cover
it
up. Yeah, they don't cover. I guess in the wild, you just they don't have to cover.
Well, yeah.
They just move to the
They're
next
showing
spot.
off, ain't they?
So, you come in from a days full of work, it's like, man, somebody needs to scoop the litter or cover it up or something, So it was a daily task at our house for somebody to scoop the litter or cover it up. And, I don't know why we never got the cat in there and put on these little cat gloves and showed her how to scoop, We
You
probably
not
could
do
have taught it.
they get the kit where you train them to use the toilet.
I don't
Maybe
have
you
those.
should do some training and demonstrate how to
There
do
you go.
that.
Crawl up in there.
Well, here's the deal. You won't believe how smart this
Did
thing
you
is.
show her how to cover it up?
Well, tell us what this does.
So this is an IoT device. This is an IoT device. It connects to the Wi-Fi in the house. First thing I got it out of the box, I connected this thing to my phone, and from my phone, I connected this thing to the Wi-Fi in my house.
Yeah.
So it has connection to the internet. Now, what it can do is that
This helps you keep up with your cat's bowel movements.
That was my next question.
no, I'm telling you though, it's way more than that.
Okay.
Is it?
So first off, let's start with this. You can get with this company, you can get on a program where they can send you kitty litter and stuff like that. So they know by the amount of times you've changed your kitty litter and the weight of the litter that's still in the box, they know when it's time for you to buy kitty litter, and you can get on a subscription for that. So you don't even have to go out and get kitty litter. And I'm not lying to you guys. If you ever bought something at the store, the heaviest thing you can put in your cart is kitty litter. It's the
Yes, it is
heaviest stuff I've ever picked up.
Because we use it for oil drive.
Oh yeah, use it for oil
Oh,
dry
yeah.
and stuff like that.
So it is heavy.
So I said, it didn't work for us because our cat is just too old. We bought it because our cat is old and sometimes she didn't make it to the litter box, to be honest with you. And so we thought, well,
You thought all I had steps?
ours only has one step. We don't have the luxury steps.
Oh, okay.
We have ours only has one step. And when the cat gets in there,
There's a luxury version of it.
what it's good for is also if you have multiple cats.
Yes.
All right. So if you have multiple cats, because it keeps it clean in between cats, and so.
Okay.
But you can
So it
also
scoops
keep
for you.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you get dinged on your phone every time the cat takes a poop. So it's.
So I want to
But
know.
if you
Hold
want,
on.
yeah,
Fluffy.
yeah. Lily just used the bathroom, but what's neat, Jeff, is Kevin, is that it tells you how much your cat weighs. So I know my cat weighs 7.7 pounds. But my cat never used a bathroom in there, but she used it like a hotel. She went in there. I think she thought it was a portal on a cruise ship because she would just go in there and just look around, and then she would just get out and go use the bathroom. So if you're thinking about buying the one that I have, it's a very discounted price, and it's never been pooped in.
How much is yours?
I don't know. My wife's got it up on Facebook. So,
Oh my goodness.
but if you're wondering how far the internet has gone and putting devices on the internet, they have now got a litter box that you can control with your phone. Hey, listen,
And of course you own one.
I can run the cycle on my phone. If my cat is in there, I can start the cycle, and the cat will just tumble like a dryer. So, I'm glad we're out of time.
That's like pushing the porta potty over. That's like pushing the porta potty over on somebody's
Yeah, I know
unit.
it. Don't do that. Your cat will get scared of it and never use it. So don't
That's
do that.
right.
Well, yours
Don't
is
do
already
that.
scared of it, so I'd have
Yeah.
fun with it. Yeah, I'd do like you said. I'd go ahead and cycle it.
Well, it's been a good day, guys. So we're almost out of time, aren't we, Jeff? Like 15 seconds.
This has been crazy, man.
Well, we've learned a lot,
You can buy me anything on that list except the litter robot. I've already got one.
and you've got that. I guess you want to sell it.
Yeah, I've already got it assembled.
and it's already ready to go.
Yeah. He just don't know how much he wants to sell it for.
My wife does. She got it on the internet.
I may be calling you for technical help with the Wi-Fi.
Just call me. I'll come out and hook it up for you and be done with it.
Oh my gosh!
Uh-oh.
Somebody's calling for the kitty litters.
That's the way to do that. We do have
Too
to
late,
go.
and it's never
We got to
too
go.
late.
We got to go. See you guys.
Another U.S. retaliation in the Middle East. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're not looking for a war with Iran, but we will do what we have to do to protect our troops.